Hi there. Join our casual conversations for curious, bewildered, and aspiring midlife cannabis queens. Welcome to the Closet Disco Queen Potcast, featuring Queenie and TT. So kick off your platform shoes, sit back and get ready to laugh and learn all about adult use cannabis without having to ask a 22-year-old. Let's get rolling.
Hello, TT.
Hello, Queenie.
Might as well greet one another. Get it on the books. We can at least start off with saying hello.
Hello.
Editing, we've been a little sloppy with our hellos and goodbyes.
Yes, we have.
Trailing off, but hello.
Hello, friends.
Friends and countrymen, lend me your ear. We're all here.
I put some flags up today outside on my house. Yes, I did. I felt patriotic because the 4th is coming up.
It sure is.
I have a Black Lives Matter sign and a rainbow flag, and I want those things to also be associated with my country's flag.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We saw there during the march that was one of the goals of the march, was to take the flag back.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. I saw them. I was out doing yard work and I went in to get some loppers, I looked up and I was like, oh, there's some American flags curled up on this shelf. And there were 2 small ones and 2, little ones, and then 2 larger ones. So I just have them strewn about outside. I had to make sure they didn't touch the ground, and, all that stuff. Yeah.
Never, ever, ever.
This seems to be working, this whole microphone plug.
Oh, good.
The headphones and
I'll have to attend to my setup so I can be as professional sounding.
You sound just fine.
As you.
Yes.
But it does help with being able to hear.
Yeah.
But yes, I promise I will do that. I had as we were just chatting, I had a busy day today. I did more than one thing, and was just
exhausted.
Oh my God! It's at a certain point, it's this was a busy day. Yeah, went down to say hello to my brother. I went to your mom's house to take pictures, and then I went to a 100th birthday party, all in one day.
That is a lot. That is a very busy day. You were with your aged mother.
My aged mother.
You were with my recently dead mother's in her house, and then you went to a 100th birthday party. You know how to live it up.
I really do. It's a fast, serious life, folks. Get out of my way. I don't know how I'm able to keep up with it. And Friday I had a picnic.
Oh, the picnic.
That's the senior center.
That's right, the senior center picnic.
For my Mother's Day program. And a one-man band. And when I say one-man band, this gentleman, he must have had a synthesizer or something along those lines, for the bass and whatnot.
Right.
And then playing lovely, sings the song, very nicely arranged, multiple instruments. Well, folks, it's not the synthesizer. Every time I looked up, my brother would say, oh, geez, he's playing a trumpet now. Oh, wow, now it's a clarinet. Oh, wait, he's got a guitar. Oh, it's a harmonica. Oh, is that him singing like Louis Armstrong? Yes, all of the above. The guy was
wow.
He was.
That is impressive.
It was very impressive.
Yeah.
The only thing he didn't have were the little cymbals on his knees.
On his knees, like Bert.
Like Bert and Mary Poppins. Oh, my God. So we've decided that he's probably a retired music teacher.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Proficient on all of the instruments he played, plus a keyboard, whatever, was going on there. And then his voice, sounding just like Louis Armstrong. I mean, come on.
What a good time that sounds like.
It was. I told Brian, I said,
it sounds fun.
You could be up there with your trombone. You have to layer in a few more instruments, but you could take take Virginia.
There you go. Yeah.
You could take Virginia, the DC Metro,
the Southeast region.
Southeast region. You can make a mint.
Our Closet Disco Queen podcast deals with legal adult cannabis use and is intended for entertainment purposes only for those 21 and older.
What have you consumed today?
What have I consumed today? I'm still enjoying pre-rolls.
Nice.
Go-to. Today, I am consuming a pre-roll from Good Times New York, and it's Purple Punch.
Purple Punch. That's
Purple
interesting. I have consumed a gummy. As you can see, the packaging is purple.
Your big ass vat of gummies?
No, this is different. Okay,
Oh.
here's my big thing of it, and these are my little ones.
Okay.
So these are Choice Chews.
Choice Chews.
And the flavor is Granddaddy Grape.
I like the packaging.
I do too. It's pretty.
Is the grape good?
And I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
I like grape flavored things. I would eat anything that's grape flavored, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Goofy grape.
Goofy grape. I loved it. I was all
I
over
like
it.
grape. My favorite is red. Anything red. Cherry, raspberry, strawberry. Any of those.
Grape. I think I'd have to go grape, given the choice. But good grape. I don't like purple soda.
Oh, yeah.
Grape soda. Purple
But
soda.
like Kool-Aid?
Oh, yeah, grape Kool-Aid. I'll drink all day.
Okay.
I'll drink Welch's grape juice. Yum, yum. Very tasty. In fact, when I do have my special colonoscopies and I have to have my prep, I use the Welch's white grape juice
You do?
to dissolve my Miralax.
Oh. You know what? I have to. I got to get that scheduled.
It's clear. The white grape juice is
Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't make them think you're bleeding to death.
tasty.
Especially if it's really cold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's delish. So you can chug that stuff down, no problem, with the Welch's white grape juice.
Ah, okay.
I cannot drink that citrate of magnesium.
Oh, see, that's what I've always had. And
The
I
bottle?
get like little suckers to suck on while I'm doing it. That giant big, like a gallon or something.
Oh,
I've got to
Go-Aid?
drink. Is that go? Yeah, that's go. I don't know what the other stuff. I don't think I've had the other stuff.
Horrible.
You're building an empire, just one sticky note at a time. Inventing a meal plan, launching a brand, starting a podcast that rhymes. You got a side hustle, a side piece, and a sideline coaching gig. And somehow you volunteered for the bake sale. Girl, that's too big. You're a calendar with legs. You're a to-do list in heels. But Ray Stern saw you coming, and she's here to make you feel you're doing too much. Stop it right there. Pick one thing, brush your teeth and breathe air. No need to curate, innovate and brunch. Your midlife darling, sit down for lunch. You don't need to sparkle, you don't need to crunch. You just need to stop. You're doing too much. You bought the course on decluttering while embroidering your goals. You downloaded 10 meditation apps while deep cleaning the toilet bowl. You're manifesting and managing spreadsheets on your phone. But if Ray could stage an intervention, she'd say, put down the damn trombone. You're doing too much. Stop it right there. Pick one thing, brush your teeth and breathe air. No need to curate, innovate and brunch. Your midlife darling, sit down for lunch. You don't need to
Well, anyway, we'll move on.
Anyway.
Anywho. So how has your week been?
Well, it's been great. Basically just settling in and and I've had this weird instinct to nest, to re-nest, so I've been going through. No.
So you're out of my sight.
I know. As soon as I leave, I don't have your wonderful supervision. I get myself in trouble. No, I'm just, going through closets and clearing things out and getting rid of stuff and just, moving things around, Honey's not terribly happy about me moving furniture and,
surprise!
Some of his condiments and things like that. But, yeah. Mama's back though, so.
What? So have you moved furniture that would cause trippage?
No. It's all about the aesthetic. It's nothing to do with safety. No, just changing things up a little. That's all.
Yeah, why not? And you did bring a beautiful dining room set back with you.
Yes, it looks so pretty in my house, and
great.
It just makes me feel like
It looks really, really great.
You know what I realized too? This is going to sound a little woo-woo out there, but I realized I haven't cried a lot, and I think it's because she is in me. Do you know what I mean? She's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't feel like she's
not with you.
Right. She's with me. Yeah. Yeah. That's how it feels for me. And so I don't have that deep sense of grief. Well, I've been dealing with grief for 3 years, So
Right.
yes, I've been grieving, but anyway, she's just so much a part of me.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I agree with that. I think you've grieved the whole 3 years you were here. It was a long goodbye, as they call it. I am experiencing the same thing.
Yep.
It's maddening.
It's torturous.
Torturous. It's so you're nesting. I think it's great. And I think it only stands to reason. I mean, you hadn't been home in so long.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I'm reclaiming my space.
Yeah, just
snuggling in. Yeah.
Snuggle in or scritch themselves in. You just kind of.
I went out and did a whole bunch of yard stuff this morning before it got. So I was. My shirt was sticking to me. I was so sweaty, but it felt so good to be outside. Poking around and things were. A couple that Honey did a wonderful job taking care of the house and the yard, but there were things like weeds that he wasn't aware of, So I pulled a lot of weeds and just spiffed things up,
Yeah, you've always been very proud of your gardens. They're always beautiful. So I would expect nothing less.
What's the latest but buzz? TT, tell me the news. Where is it legal? No one knows. What's the latest but buzz? TT, tell me the news. Where is it legal? No one knows.
Do you have a story for us?
I do.
Oh, do share.
On Tuesday of this week, June 24th, a spacecraft carrying the remains of more than 160 people crashed into the Pacific Ocean. And not only were there remains of 160 people that will never be recovered, but there were cannabis seeds. So this, I think this was the plan was to see if cannabis can be grown on Mars, which is so interesting because as far as I know, Mars is just like a very dry, it's the red dust planet, I can't imagine that, that would be a good thing, but who knows? I mean, we have perfectly wonderful cannabis farms here. right?
Correct. I think the
And
point
if we took care of our planet, we'd have plenty.
we wouldn't have to go to Mars for marijuana.
Right.
Well, I think I read somewhere that the whole thing with marijuana in space is that it can grow anywhere pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. Well, those hydroponic things, you can set those up. Yeah.
You can use it for fiber, for clothing, for rope, for you can smoke.
Oh, hemp is a very versatile plant. But the cannabis was provided by Martian Grow, an open source citizen science project. The project, which ultimately aims to grow marijuana on Mars, secured a spot on Nix, which was the name of the spacecraft, to send seeds and plant matter to low Earth orbit and study how microgravity affects their germination and resilience. Cannabis is resilient, multi-purpose, and biologically complex, making it ideal for studying how life adapts to extreme environments like space or Mars.
Wow.
But the cannabis was lost at sea, along with all the remains of all those people and the rest of the payloads. So I cannot believe that there's actually this citizen science project
trying to grow weed on Mars. Great. I
guess if you get in on the ground floor, it might be.
Someone thought it was a great idea at one point, and they ran with it. Yes. Well, that's too bad. Now, maybe we'll find out in 2 years that these seeds have germinated on the ocean floor.
That's true.
A whole cannabis sea forest. And
and there would be some very high fish.
Fish.
Algae. Super algae or something.
Calm the sharks down. Chill.
That's right. Chill out. Sing a whale song.
For everybody. So who knows? Now, cremains are another story. The idea of that trip was to say their people went to space.
Right. Well, they did.
Yes, but they wanted them back.
Exactly.
They didn't intend for them to be.
They went to space.
Now
they did not return. Well, yeah, they had a burial at sea.
Now they've been buried at sea. We're sorry.
Oopsie daisy. Should have held a few grains back.
Wow.
I saved a quarter cup of Mom just in case something goes wrong.
I've got a shaker of Mom. Yeah, I mean, it's a coffee can, whatever.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how many different ways one can consider to dispose of one's earthly remains.
Right. Well, I wonder how much those people paid.
I can only imagine it was quite a sum.
That's what I'm thinking. And there were people in the company that felt like, it wasn't a complete failure, this spaceship crash, because, they learned some good stuff from it. Well, tell that to 160 families, that are
160 people paid to have this done.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Well, so even
it's also a lot of people who are a little
yes, I guess if that was your
lifelong dream to be an astronaut.
I do not know.
Yeah,
but that's quite an interesting story.
It is.
So we'll have
very interesting. Oh, you know what else? I also have an update for you on Texas, which we've been following.
Yes, please do.
The Gov vetoed.
Surprisingly.
Yes, surprisingly.
I heard there was quite a.
Oh my goodness! Ooh. Yes. The head lawyer dude. What's he called? Attorney General. Thank you.
Head lawyer dude.
The head lawyer dude was vigorously opposed to him signing it.
He's the guy.
And was very loud, vocal.
He's the one that was trying to ramrod this through.
Yeah.
He's got something up his ass about cannabis.
Yep, he does. Gateway drug, all that bullshit we hear all the time. But, he's probably got a lot of money invested in whiskey or something,
Yeah. Wow.
But anyway, I wanted to just mention that because we had been following it thinking, how can they do this when there's a thriving business down there? So I guess, there were probably enough business people who came forward.
I read an article about Thailand apparently Thailand legalized recreational marijuana 2 years ago,
Okay.
maybe 3. Medical had been legalized for a little bit longer, but so then a thriving tourist industry popped up.
Interesting.
It was very. My mother's dinner is being delivered. Sorry about that.
That's good.
Someone's detected at the front door. So thriving, this whole section of some of the most popular spots in Thailand were devoted to cannabis.
Wow.
And it was very lax, but it was legal. So apparently government in the past 2 years since it's been legal has done nothing to try to keep it operationally sound, have standards. There are no inspections and things like that. So there's really, while it's legal, there are no regulations. There's
like the Wild West.
It's like the Wild West. So didn't the parliament or whatever, the right wing, pulled back the recreational?
Oh no, completely?
Yes. And they're criminalizing recreational cannabis in Thailand. But if you're a tourist and you have a medical card from another country, they'll honor that. You can get a medical card while you're there, of course. Wink, wink, wink.
Okay, gotcha. You can put one on your computer.
It's tossed the whole industry into an uproar.
Oh, gosh.
You have to retool everything.
Right.
Everything.
Why didn't they just put in place some safeguards instead of trashing the whole thing?
So that'll be interesting to watch. See what happens in Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, there's this backlash, when things aren't done right, there's always going to be a backlash. And
Absolutely.
We're seeing that in some states here. They're trying to repeal them. Well, obviously Texas, but
yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news.
Yep, it is.
For Texas. So we'll of course keep watching that and anything else of note. Thank you, TT.
You're very welcome.
Are you a cannabis know-it-all? Or a total poser? Find out with Queenie and TT's High Cues.
Are you ready to play High Q?
Hi, Q. Yes.
High Q. Yes, she says. Alrighty, 3 items. One is a true or false. One is a multiple choice, and one is a myth or a fact. It's up to TT to decide what's real and what isn't when it comes to these cannabis questions.
All right, I'm ready.
She is ready, folks. Okay, so the first one. In 1976, the U.S. Supreme Court case, United States versus Cannabis, upheld a defendant's right to grow hemp for religious rituals.
True. Oh, darn.
That is false. That was not a real case that went before the Supreme Court.
Oh.
U.S. versus Cannabis. Well, Supreme Court recently, granted that was 50 years ago, but the Supreme Court now, they have no trouble getting rid of everything.
Oh, right.
So
everything.
So, yes, so that was false.
Okay. I blew it.
Cannabis.
I thought I remembered hearing something about religious services. And
possibly, but I don't know if, I don't know. I'm I can double check, I suppose.
No.
Alrighty, multiple choice. Our next category or next issue to respond to is a multiple choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So let's see. Which U.S. president is documented to have signed legislation that effectively banned hemp cultivation in 1937?
1937.
A. Franklin D. Roosevelt. B. Herbert Hoover. C. Franklin D. Roosevelt's predecessor, Herbert Hoover, but the ban was actually passed under Roosevelt.
Those are my 3 choices?
Yes.
Can you read that last one again? I'm a little confused.
Well, I don't blame you. I don't know what the hell.
So it was passed under Roosevelt,
I think
it
I
was.
throw this one out because
Okay,
these selections. Right.
let's do different.
Let's see if we can follow. Okay. First one, Franklin D. Roosevelt. B, or 2, Herbert Hoover. C, Franklin D. Roosevelt's predecessor, Herbert Hoover. Is C, with and then parentheses, but the ban was actually passed under Roosevelt.
Oh, so Hoover did it like under his administration.
Legislation, but passed.
It sounds like they did all the work, but they didn't vote on it maybe. And then it came up again in the next session and it passed.
So it's either, I guess, Franklin alone, Herbert alone.
Okay, 37. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy, Adams. Okay, wait a minute. No, we know when was Kennedy? No, that was before. No, that was after. Okay, wait a minute.
That was Kennedy.
I'm trying. Oh, I don't think I can do this. I'm going to say Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover?
Yes.
So would that be B?
Yes. B. Number 2.
Number 2. B. Herbert Hoover.
Oh, damn.
The answer is A. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Okay, so the next selection.
Oh, my, down 2.
Deals with myth versus fact.
Okie dokie.
Myth versus fact. Cannabis lollipops produce a faster high than gummies because they dissolve in the mouth. Is that truth or a myth?
I think it's true.
It's a myth. Wow.
Big egg.
A whiff.
Well, remember we had talked about if you let gummies dissolve in your mouth, do they get into your system faster because they go through your salivary glands? I guess that's a myth.
This says not a myth, partly true. See?
Oh.
I think she's getting a little crazy here in her old age.
So I was right.
I
was partly right.
As far as I'm concerned, you're correct. So I'm going to have to, as Queenie, I'm going to make a decision and overrule
Mary Jane.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Correct. So you got 2 out of 3.
Incorrect. I got 1 right.
Yes.
Excuse the brief interruption. I can't stand listening to the two of them prattle on. Here's the complete answer. It is the myth. Cannabis lollipops don't actually produce a faster high than gummies. Both products are typically processed the same way by the body. They're swallowed and absorbed through the digestive system, which means they both follow the same onset timeline of roughly 30 minutes to 2 hours. The confusion likely comes from the fact that some people think lollipops would be absorbed sublingually, under the tongue, like tinctures. But in reality, most people don't hold lollipops in their mouth long enough for significant sublingual absorption to occur. The candy dissolves and is swallowed just like gummies. For truly faster onset, products specifically designed for sublingual absorption, like tinctures held under the tongue or inhalation methods, would be more effective than either lollipops or gummies. There. Now move on, for God's sake.
That's okay. I'm fine with that. I learned something.
Yes.
As long as you learn something.
As long as we learn something, it's not a negative. We have to learn. Look at everything as an opportunity to learn.
A growth opportunity. Yes.
Growth with opportunity. It's so important. So good job, TT. Are we ready for our question this week?
Oh, I can't wait to hear the question.
I have a horrible time sleeping since menopause. No big surprise there. So I tried a THC gummy for sleep on 2 different occasions and vomited each time after an hour or 2. Am I allergic or something? Do you have any suggestions?
Oh, sweetheart, bless your brave, sleepless heart. First of all, you are so not alone. Menopause and insomnia go together like hot flashes and regretting synthetic fabrics. And while many midlife queens are finding relief with cannabis, it's not one size fits all, especially when your body decides to throw a tantrum after you finally get the nerve to try a gummy. So, let's talk about it. Vomiting after a THC gummy? Not typical, but not unheard of either. And no, it doesn't necessarily mean you're allergic. Let's unpack what might be going on. It could be too much THC. Even a standard 5 milligram dose can hit way too hard for some folks, especially if your endocannabinoid system is sensitive, or if your metabolism processes edibles quickly and sends THC to the brain like it's on a freight train. When that happens, the body can respond with nausea, dizziness, anxiety, full-blown, oh no, I'm going to puke and I haven't even slept yet, episodes. It's a common reaction to too much, too fast, not necessarily an allergy. 2. The edible might not be the right format for you. Some people have a hard time digesting the oils or sugars in gummies, especially if they're taken on an empty stomach, after a heavy meal. With alcohol or certain medications, it might not even be the THC. It could be the gummy itself causing a stomach revolt. 3. There is such a thing as cannabis hypersensitivity, but it's rare. Allergies to cannabis are real, but they usually show up as itchy skin, sneezing or wheezing when around the plant, hives or skin irritation. Vomiting alone, especially after an edible, is more likely about dosage or digestion than an immune system response. So, what can you try instead? 1. Microdose, baby. Try a THC gummy with 1 to 2 milligrams of THC. Yes, they exist. Or start with a CBD-dominant gummy that has just a whisper of THC in it, like a CBD-THC ratio of 10:1 or even 20:1. You'll get relaxation without the full-body freakout. 2. Try a tincture instead of a gummy. Tinctures go under the tongue and absorb through the mucous membranes, skipping the whole digestive system drama. Start with a low-dose, balanced CBD-THC tincture meant for sleep and take it about an hour before bed. Look for CBN, a cannabinoid great for sleep. Chamomile or melatonin blends, if you tolerate them. Clear labeling so you can control your dose. Start with a 1 to 2 drops, not droppers. 3. Consider a fast-acting edible made for sensitive systems. Some brands make nano-emulsified edibles that absorb faster and are gentler on the gut. Look for those labeled fast-acting, water-soluble, or nano. They often cause fewer digestive issues. Here's a pro tip from MJ. Eat a small, balanced snack before taking any cannabis edible. Think. A little peanut butter toast or yogurt, not a burrito, and not an empty stomach. Helps stabilize the absorption and keeps your blood sugar from doing cartwheels. And finally, talk to a pro. If you're really concerned, chat with a cannabis-educated health provider or a pharmacist at a licensed dispensary. They can help rule out interactions with medications or other health issues that could be stirring the pot. Bottom line, you're not broken, and this doesn't mean cannabis can't work for you. It just means we need to finesse the format and dose to match your fabulous, ever-evolving body.
Wow.
Ta-di-da-di-da. So
Mhm.
how did that sound to you?
That, it's so interesting because we were just talking about how whether THC can be absorbed through your mucous membranes in your mouth, and turns out yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that might actually be a better way for some folks to go if they're having gastric issues. So, yeah, just a drop, like she said, not a dropper full, but just a drop under the tongue. Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Yeah. And maybe something that's a little more CBD focused or
yes,
CBD. So something with 2 to 1 CBD to THC, or even a little CBN in there.
But yeah, CBD, CBN. I once, when I talked to a bud tender one time, she said, well, sometimes when the THC wears off, people wake up. But that doesn't sound like what's happening in this situation. She actually got up and threw up. So,
correct. But she had gotten to sleep, but and she never, the writer said that never happened.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a great question. Again, the bud tenders, they know what they're talking about.
They do. And and also if nothing else, just remember, go low.
Low, slow.
And slow. Yes. Low and slow. Low and slow.
Grams might have been.
Maybe that was too much. So you try, cut it in half or whatever.
Maybe it was, I guess we don't have enough information, but it was a legal dose. Usually they start out at 5. We've seen 10. We've seen 10.
Yeah, for sure.
20 milligram gummies out there. So you have to be careful. And there are lower, as Mary Jane said, you can get 2.5 milligram gummy tabs. So something with a lower dosage of THC. So
it'd be interesting to know how many milligrams were in the gummies that caused the vomiting.
Right.
Because that might be the answer right there.
Right. So, well, see, valuable information.
Very, very,
very valuable information. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
When you're new to the bud and just saying hello, don't dive in deep, just dip in the toe. A nibble, a puff, then give it a beat. Don't end up naked in line at Whole Foods with no receipt. Low and slow, that's how you begin. Start like a whisper, not a violin. Let your body say hey, let your brain catch the glow. Cannabis is polite if you go low and slow. You're not trying to time travel, just chill on the floor. Still need to function, maybe answer the door. Don't try to impress with your THC clout. This ain't the Hunger Games, just figure it out. Low and slow, keep calm, don't combust. Trust the plant, but also your trust. There's no race to run, no trophy to show, just a better night's sleep when you go low and slow.
I might try to find a protest on the 4th.
Yes, just for the hay of it. You can put your bunting back on. And...
I can't find your bunting. I don't know what I do with it. Oh, no. I know it's around here somewhere.
Oh, your bunting was the best part of your
my outfit.
I know, your whole protest persona.
I still have my sign.
But your bunting was.
I brought that 1,000 miles too. The bunting, I'm sure it's somewhere. I just don't know what I did with it.
Yes, you'll have to resurrect that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
just drape it.
Shield you from the sun. If necessary.
That's right.
A mask, need be. All that good stuff.
All that good stuff. I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, we've got the 4th of July, Independence Day, 249th anniversary of our wobbly republic.
Our great nation. Our once great nation.
Our once great nation.
Yeah,
and big holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be into July, which means we are approaching Kepakad.
I know. So, I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Me too. Well, and we're going to have good food from Susan.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yep.
Don't think we're going to forget about that.
That's right. We both heard it with our own ears.
I remember things revolving around food.
Food related.
Oh yeah. But we'll see. We shall see.
All righty.
Sure. Yeah, but other than that,
Susan swore on a scallop shell. If I don't feed you right, I'll go to hell. She pledged with pride and a lobster tail. Her meals will comfort, never fail. She's stirring soup and flipping flounder. You best not ever doubt her chowder. From sunrise bites to evening stew, Susan's got a plan and a spatula too. Susan swore on a scallop shell. If I don't feed you right, I'll go to hell. She pledged with pride and a lobster tail. Her meals will comfort, never fail. She's stirring soup and flipping flounder. You best not ever doubt her chowder. From sunrise bites to evening stews, it's got a plan and a spatula too. La 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 la
All righty.
all right. So I guess we'll see everybody or talk to everybody next week. Have a great. Well, this is going to drop on the 4th. So happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
I'm sure you'll hear some patriotic song.
Yes.
At some point. Maybe I'll make sure to have a nice finale for this
lovely.
episode.
Lovely. Yes.
I'll commit to that at this point right now.
Right.
Look forward to
a March
classic. Oh, you want a March? Okay, I
think a March. Yeah.
A March. We could do a March.
They're very rousing and
yes.
You know.
Is there a particular March that you find that you recall when you hear the word March?
I just think of John Philip Sousa.
John Philip Sousa. That's it, folks. Okay, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us at the Closet Disco Queen Podcast. Grab a brownie or doobie, pass us to your friends, and be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. And be sure to leave us a 5-star review as it helps others find us. Peace out.
Hats off to the land of the free, where rights retreat methodically. We sing of freedom loud and proud, while silencing dissenting crowds. Confetti rains on broken trust. Progress crumbles into dust. But look, a firework, how quaint. Let's mask it all with red, white paint. March on, ignore the mess. The founders bless this hot regress. Our guns, our polished laws, our eagle soars, its wings ablaze, on scorched up earth and stolen graves. The statue cries, her torch burns low, while churches draft the next death row. We pledge to flags with practiced ease, then profit off catastrophes. The world looks on aghast, aghast. But hey, at least the hot dogs last. March on with banners high, and teach your children not to pry. Our truth is loud, our shame concealed.